For bringing us that report. Well, serving those who served our community, that is the mission behind a Veterans Resource Expo held in DeKalb County today. As Joe Ripley reports, September 11th means a great deal to those in uniform who sacrifice so much for our safety and security.
A huge gut punch. I can remember that day like it was very vividly.
Howard Odell reflects on September 11th, 2001.
Didn't just change our country, it changed the world, and our relationship to the world, and, some of it good, some of it not so good, but yeah, it was one of those moments in time.
A moment in time. This Army veteran was grateful he was able to serve his country. Here in DeKalb County, the push to remember first responders and veterans called to serve in the wake of 9/11 all these years later is to connect them with resources.
Depression, there are mental health issues, and there's a homelessness rash that's incredible. The suicide rate among veterans is just way too much.
DeKalb County Commissioner Steve Bradshaw spent 7 years in the Army. Now he's paying it forward with his annual Veterans Expo, making sure servicemen and women can get the help they need. A small token of appreciation for their sacrifice.
Thank a veteran for their service. That's a big deal. It means something to me. But beyond that, if they're in need, give them a hand, give them a job. Point them in the right direction for if they're homeless.
Out of the rubble of ruin rose organizations like Tunnels to Towers, a group dedicated to those fallen victims on 9/11 that helps house veterans, first responders, and their families.
No veteran that signed up to serve our country should ever have to worry about where they're going to live. We build smart homes for catastrophically injured veterans and first responders. We also pay off the mortgages for Gold Star families and fallen first responder families with small children.
It's those efforts that salute their service and remind veterans like Howard Odell that their sacrifice was not in vain.
There's so many things that we used to take for granted that we can't take for granted anymore, including our safety.
In DeKalb County, Joe Ripley, 11 Alive News.
Well, coming up at 6:30, we will take a look at the ongoing legal battle surrounding the 9/11 attacks, plus how victims are being honored. That is ahead at 6:30 on our streaming app, 11 Alive Plus. It is free to download for anyone with a Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Apple TV device.